What's up, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes checking in here with one of the winners at UFC Nashville. Steve Garcia defeated Calvin Kattar. He keeps moving up in the world like the Jeffersons, up to number 11 in the UFC rankings. And of course, the USA Today Sports and MMA Junkie rankings were turned in last night. And I see a similar big move, man. How about you, Steve? Have you felt the, I don't know, I guess your profile, like more Instagram followers or more shout outs, more texts from the homies, things like that?
Of course, man. I mean, my core is very, very strong. So I'm very happy and blessed for those guys, but definitely getting some new guys and some new followers, some people hitting me up and that weren't. So yeah, man, things are getting better, things are growing, things are progressing. Yeah, man, God's good. I've been trying to almost just do everything I possibly could to make a statement. I felt like I had to beat someone like Gator to get it. So
Yeah.
I'm blessed, but that's okay, man. That's just how this sport goes sometimes. And um, man, I'm not necessarily here for the likes, man. I'm here for the KOs. So um, yeah, I know humbleness really doesn't sell. I understand that, but you know what, man, my integrity is important to me, but knockouts do. So I made sure I went that route.
Yeah, no disrespect to your other opponents, but Cater is just a long time ranked featherweight. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
so I think that allows people to connect the dots and go, oh shit, homies for real.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I've been wanting to fight like this for a while. I thought I was gonna get it with Etson in February, but that's okay, man. Like, time is everything. And we had Cater and dude, Cater's just, a phenomenal striker. I think I was a better boxer though. So I'm
And
good.
he's a pretty good boxer. That's true. Just to outbox Cater's an accomplishment, not just to beat him because he's got some good hands. Um, how much did that streak mean to you? I could tell you were going for it, but at the same time, I could tell that every once in a while he would slip and rip or try something like a spinning attack. I don't know if that brought you back, but I could also tell that at times you exploded and wanted that 6 KO in a row.
Yeah, man. Of course, I think everybody wants to set the bar high, and that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to knock out Cater, and um, leading up to the fight, there was a lot of interviews that I had done, and everybody was talking about that too. And truly, guys, that's just how I fight. You know what I mean? I always go for the kill. But it's funny because I get a lot of backlash because everybody thinks that I'm just reckless or that I don't know how to fight properly. It's weird. Like some of the comments that I get is just kind of crazy. But yeah, I just knew with a veteran like Cater, man, you go with someone like that who's been in the game for such a long time, who's knocked out people, also, and such a vet. You could tell the difference in there, man. Like he was always
Mhm.
dangerous, always looking for a shot that he could counter. He was trying to counter strike me. I just wasn't giving him the opportunity to do that, and I think that while he was doing it, I think he also understood that I'm not really having my way, and he's trying to figure out how to get one big one. And sometimes when you get reckless, you can call it that one big one, and I just didn't want to be that guy.
Your corner, what were they telling you? Do they obviously the streak is awesome.
Yeah,
And it can also put you in a position to win 50K and all that.
yeah,
But your corner's been around, both of them,
yeah, yeah.
world champions and stuff. How are they keeping you grounded? So making sure that the same Steve Garcia that always shows up, going for the kill, but also a more mature Steve Garcia, one that has to be tempered because the competition's more dangerous too.
Yeah, I have to have those performances anyways. I have to be able to have that composure with everybody at the top. I know everybody at the top is so good, so I didn't make sure that like when I go into a fight with that level that I can compete and do better than all them. So I think that was the first demonstration that I was able to go out there and perform, and everybody got to see that yeah, Steve can go the distance. Steve can push the pace for however long. As far as like the the conversation I'm having with my coaches, Wink's not necessarily too worried about me, but Greg is very, very stern about like not getting emotional to how you win, get emotional to just winning. And I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what he really preaches. Don't get consumed by winning by knockout. Don't get consumed by winning by a rear naked. Don't get consumed by whatever. Just don't get emotional, because when you get emotional and then um you don't, let's say you can't finish with a knockout, you can't finish with that particular submission, it does something to your mental state, and it can bring you down, and it can definitely affect you. So we want to stay level headed the whole entire fight, no matter how it is, and making sure that we just win at the end.
This was a little bit of a topic on one of our shows where I was telling people he didn't get the knockout, but I do feel like you benefited from being able to go 3 rounds with a high level guy like Calvin Kattar. I think you learn a lot about yourself. The fans did, but maybe yourself too, like how far you can push things, and because it's not going to be too long before we might be talking about 5 rounds, right?
That's my goal. I mean, I came into this sport to be, at the top, and I didn't really, boast about any of my accomplishments leading up to any of this, because I have to get through a whole. I mean, you guys, do this for a living. You guys understand how deep the 145 bracket was, and to even have that sort of conversation with, maybe the likes of being a main event, or pushing towards a title shot or something like that. It just seems so far out of reality that I wasn't gonna, just like stumble over all that conversation, and even make that a situation until there's actually some like substance behind that, if that makes sense. So I wanted to make sure that like we got to this position before we can even have this legitimate conversation. And yeah, man, the 5 rounders I think are very high possibility now. I believe that I can compete with anybody in the top, and we're just going to keep doing exactly what we do, and just work our butt off, and just go for it. That's where I'm at.
Greg Jackson has been in the corner of some very big names in our sport. How much of this do you feel like is natural talent that just comes with being Steve Garcia? And how much has it been the training aspect of it, your partners, your coaches, all that?
I just think that like people don't understand, because I've been around, New Mexico. I've dealt with different coaches and stuff, and then I've gone to other gyms, and I've been able to work with other coaches in different gyms. And I'm not gonna lie, like Greg and Winker are one of one. There is no other fight coach in this sport that understands it like how they do. And I'm super like grateful that I'm blessed to have them in my gym. They're in my backyard. I didn't have to go anywhere to go find them. And man, and then the way that they sync together between him and Wink, they man, it's almost like having a third brain. And we do a lot of cool things at Jackson Wink, where we have pods, we have strategy. So like Greg literally has almost like a class, like a strategy class on how to approach MMA, and he'll read books, and we just sit there, and we'll literally just talk about what's going on in the book, how it can translate and correlate to what we're doing, and be able to understand concepts and different things. Like it really gets kind of like this like philosophical slash like analytical type of situation with Greg. And Wink is the opposite. Wink is like, no, we're gonna go hard. Let's go. This is what we're doing. And then he pulls back. Him and Greg talk, and they really just kind of pull things out from each other. And man, it makes for a successful corner for fights, and a successful gym. And man, honestly, like I wish New Mexico, like I love my home state or whatever the case is, but it's kind of in a bad state right now. More people could come and enjoy that, but hey, more for me, I guess, right?
True. Steve, so keep it real with us. We've spoken to many fighters in different positions in their lives and in
Yeah.
mixed martial arts. Right now, when you look at the top of your division, and the experience that you have, do you feel like you have something for the champion right now at this moment, or do you kind of welcome, still growing and kind of moving up through the ranks? Where do you feel like you're at right now?
I know I can compete with him for sure. There's no doubt about it. You put me and Volk, in a fight right now, you're gonna see fireworks for sure, and you're gonna see more fireworks. Probably more than most people, in the division, just because like everybody's very they come with a very, very like hardcore strategy on how to beat this person. Like my stuff obviously has, strategy behind it. My stuff has a lot of, thought and game planning. But to be honest, if you put me in there with Volk, man, we swinging it out. Like we throwing down. Like he's gonna be, probably having the game plan for me. That's what I see. But I have to go out and probably beat more of these guys. I mean, I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit more of a push from the UFC, and I feel like they I don't know if they were babying me or if they really wanted to see what I was about. I don't know the approach to it. It just really didn't matter. I was gonna do what I had to do anyways, and at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the journey, the path that I'm on. I told you I'm a very strong man in my faith, and I believe that God has His path for me. We're doing well. We're being successful. Even when we weren't successful, I felt like there was some things that had to happen anyways, just to be in this moment right now. So I'm grateful for the whole process.
Steve, is part of the game plan when you fight fighters, when I watch you, what I think you do, but I'm not sure, is you play just enough of their game to convince them to play your game, is what I see. Like it almost seems like you kind of trick them a little bit, and before they know it, they're like, "Wait a minute, I'm playing his game." And is that what you're doing, or what?
You
Because
seem like an analyst. You seem like you're an analyst right now.
that's
There might
what's
be some truth to it. There might be some truth to it. I cannot confirm nor deny what you are saying right
oh,
now. So, but what I will say is that you know what, I like where your head's at. I like where your head's at, brother. Keep that there.
I got a question for you here. This is gonna sound weird. You said you got something for Volk, the current champ. Do you have something for Evloev? Now, here's what I mean by that. He's more wrestling based. The other one's
Yeah,
gonna want to throw chingazos.
yeah.
Same thing. The Sterlings of the world, the Evloevs of the world, the one that want to put you on your back and test you there. You got something for those guys right now too?
I always got something for those guys, but those are the ones that seem the hardest to me. You know what I mean? Someone like Volk is definitely more of a fight for me. I feel like that's a fighter's fight. When you come to like the Eve Loves or I'll just call him Masvar because I don't even know if I'm
I
trashing his
hear you.
name like that, but yeah, but the Masvars, Aljos, and stuff. Aljo kind of fights a little bit more too, but their main success is on the ground, and man, I mean, what a privilege and honor it would be to fight some of those guys. But I of course I do. I have to be as well rounded as possible. I have some good coaches, obviously, that would know how to navigate through a fight like that. And I've had some experiences through losing and through winning that I feel like have benefited me, and I think will prepare me for those times. Even pre UFC, like I fought Joe Warren. Joe Warren was a two-time former Bellator
Oh,
champion,
cool. I
and
remember him.
yeah, I fought him. He had just lost a belt, and I fought him. And man, I just the way I approached that, some of my coaching stuff at that time, I had a different like wrestling coach and stuff, and it just didn't pan out the way that I thought it could have to lead to success. I almost knocked him out within like the first 10 seconds. But when you fight, people that are veterans, people that are experienced like that, they know how to weather the storm. They know how to execute their game plan enough to where it kind of just takes you out of your game plan. Kind of going back to what my man was saying a little bit earlier. That's what's kind of interesting about this whole game. But yeah, man, I fought like what's his name, Nordenbeck. Very strong wrestler, very very gritty. I mean, he hit hard too. I just I feel like I can navigate through those pretty well. Obviously at the highest level, that's what we're here for, right? We're gonna see if I can put my money where my mouth is, and I think I'm gonna be able to do that. It's probably gonna have to just get matched up just to really see.
Yeah, the baddest man on the planet. I remember Joe Warren from Bellator. He held the
Yeah,
belt
yeah.
there,
Joe Warren.
Greco, uh, Olympic level, everything, man. All right. One other thing I have for you here. How close are you to Pico? I think you know what I'm getting at. Evloev fell out
Yeah.
of his fight. Um, but I also know that there might be would there be any resistance there to you two fighting at some point?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, no, me and Pico are fine. I think that You know, he's coming from Bellator. These all the Bellators. I'm not trying to single him out. All these Bellator guys are coming over, and man, they get the almost like the Dana White privilege. You know what I mean? That's what I've been calling it. And honestly, if I were them, I'd be ecstatic for it, and I would take advantage of it. So, with that being said, I think that I think he was supposed to fight Masvidal. I think something happened. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been in the gym. I think it's just recently just happened. My biggest thing was, bro, go win the fight. Go, if that's your number one contender fight, go win the belt, brother. Like that has no effect on me right now. The moment that it gets to the very, very, very top, yeah, we'll have a discussion about it with my team, and we'll probably have to figure something out. And you know, um, I don't know how we would be able to do that. I know Greg's had to do that before with George and Carlos Condit when they fought. I think he stepped out. I'm not sure, man. We're not there yet. So I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. Like I said, I never wish bad upon anybody. I wish him the best. I think that he's top notch. Dude's good. And yeah, man, I want everybody to be successful. I feel like successful people should want other people to be successful, and until our time comes, kill it.
Okay, all right. So at this point in time, you're not raising your hand to fill in for Mozart. That's something down the road. You're saying?
I wouldn't put my coaches in that situation. No.
Got it.
If me and him are like 1 and 2, yeah, I mean we're gonna have to have that discussion, no doubt about it, for
I
sure.
love the way you answered that. I mean, you didn't shy away from it, but you gave us a clear answer. And
Yeah,
um, a lot of times fighters do so much tap dancing, and then they kind of get mad that people flip their words around. Well, you were very, very direct, and I respect that. And there is history there. Remember Rashad and Jones, even
done.
before
Yeah, same.
Condit and GSP, that caused the type of split where Rashad moved to Florida, created the
Yeah,
Blackzilians, was a co-creator, and all that. And those two never hit it off. And I think Jones used to refer to him as Big Brother. So it's
yeah,
it's
they were close. They were
it's a
really
tough
close,
one.
and
The other day
it's
we were
happened in their
talking.
gym. Yeah,
The other day we were talking to Marab, and we were like, man, the way you and Sterling were able to navigate it, both of you have held belts, and yet they're still homies. It's really, really unique. It's not common. It's not easy either to
yeah.
do.
Well, they're very, very close. Like Aaron, came to the gym, later on and stuff like that. And I like I said, yeah, I'm good with him. He just like I said, he just came in, and I think Marab and Aljo have been boys since like the beginning. You know what I mean? That's like a brotherhood right there that is just so inseparable, and you could almost call them brothers, like legitimate blood. You know what I mean? So, they're special. They're special. Their friendship, their bond, it's cool to see. I like watching them.
When do you want to fight again?
I definitely want to get one more in this year. I was talking to Jason House. He's my manager, best in the biz. But yeah, we're maybe talking. I think what was it, like November, something like that. I told him I wanted to. One of my bucket lists is MSG,
Got it.
and I wanted to get on that. But like I said, if that doesn't happen, because I think MSG is what, in October, November, something like
November.
that.
Yeah, November.
Yeah, something like that. So I like that as like almost like an aim point. If not, maybe like I said, my goal was to be like headline an Apex card or something. If they want to give me a fight night and back in Nashville, let's go back to Nashville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
So
I'm I'm good with whatever.
Noche's not on your radar. It's too soon in September.
Yeah, I got a couple things kind of happening in my personal life that I probably could figure it out, but I'm not trying. This game is so selfish, man,
Yeah.
and I take a lot from a lot of people that are close to me, and I have a few things kind of happening between now and then, and I got to make sure that they're taken care of first, and that's kind of where I have to like set my boundary, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think November, December would be a good timeline. People are saying December, headline a card. What I'm good with whatever, really.
I want to wrap up, but I did want to say, even though at times you felt like maybe it was a little bit of a slow road the UFC gave, the flip side is look at Taliesin Teixeira. He headlined your card. He had
Yeah.
only fought one other time, and now we're all saying maybe it was too soon for the Black Beast. He got checked pretty good, but I guess I don't know. You have to just sometimes trust the matchmakers with their decision making. Who knows? Thanks so much for being on today's show. We really, really appreciate it, and congrats on that win on Saturday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you guys both.